Good evening, everyone. Anand, Swadeshmukh, Anand, of course, Vikas, and Mehul, and the audience here. It's a great pleasure that I'm here standing before you to at the launch of this wonderful book. When I went through the book, my first instinct was that it is so similar to something that we do. When we are in the newspaper business, we always say we should put news that can be used. News that we used is the basis of a lot of stories that we write, that people should be able to relate. And this is exactly what I found in this book, that everything in it is very pragmatic, very practical. It's something that people can use as a Bible, the entrepreneurs, and there's such a nice roadmap, but every step is explained. In fact, one of the first things I did was to mail the manuscript after reading it to my son, who's 22, and also get a budding entrepreneur, because I said this is just like a complete guide to any of the youngsters and others also who want to get onto the world of entrepreneurship. As I was reading, and while I was writing the foreword, there's another thing which I wrote there, that there are diverse products that were there, diverse ideas and innovations, and they were all novel methods of getting funding. But the one thing which I thought was binding each entrepreneur was the belief that they had in themselves, the conviction, that inner voice. And that's really what I wanted to emphasize, that while funding and getting the right idea is very important, what I think is most important is the fact that you have listened to your inner voice and you have gone ahead and done what you wanted to do despite hurdles, despite people telling you it won't work. I'm sure a lot of their entrepreneurs gave up comfortable jobs, comfortable careers, other lines of their education to go into something which they believed would succeed. And it did. Because this is just how I think life works. While this resume was being read out, okay, someone doesn't agree, but that's fine. There's a strong protest too. So it was like I was just thinking when he was reading and saying this history top in the country, it just shows how not all good things are great things. I remember ever since I knew about careers, I wanted to become a journalist. I wanted to do something in English, and I always thought I will do English honors in my college. Fortunately, unfortunately, there was this spurt of luck, fluke, whatever, that I talked in history, and I thought there is this hidden historian inside me that I didn't know of. So maybe that's what needs to come out, and I went on and did history honors. From the first position, the first year, which got me a lower second division, I realized there was no historian hiding anywhere. It was just a miscalculation by my part, because I refused to listen to what I wanted right from the beginning. But with great struggle, I managed to finish the 3 years of college. I made great friends, which I think was the biggest plus point. And none had nothing to do with the Mughal dynasty or the Peshwas or the American or the Opium Wars, all of which I remember nothing of. Well, after college, I got through, reason why I have all these degrees is I got through B.Ed and journalism, BCJ. Again, it was journalism. And I talked to my parents, and as typical, with parents who were a little conservative, they said, I think do B.Ed. It's good, it's a safe career for a girl. And with the journalism, you'll come home late at night. I don't think we could handle it. So I, against my better instinct, but being conditioned to listening to advice of elders, I went and did B.Ed, which here it was a bigger struggle while I was doing it. And I realized that time that whenever you ignore what is, what you think is right instinctively, this is what happens. So anyway, eventually I was able to do B.Ed, finish it, and then turn it up and go off to journalism. I think since the first day I've entered journalism 25 years ago, till today, there's not been a single day when I felt bored. My first month when I got my salary, it was like, oh wow, I'm getting paid also for this. And I think this is probably the best way one can lead a professional life. And I think all of the people who are into startups, who are all of you who have invested your time, effort, money, once that thing is there, and the belief and the conviction and the ability to tune into your basic instincts, and move on to what you think is right, despite anyone giving you any kind of advice, I don't think there'll be any hurdles. And this also includes funding. When you go and talk to investors, I really am not the right person to talk in a room full of angel investors and others, but I do think what most investors also see is the conviction, they see the confidence, and they see the drive that is in you, the charisma with which you come forward and put forward your project. And that can only happen if it is something that you believe in passionately and you just follow passion. So that's all I wish for all of you. This is exactly what I think Vikas and Mehul have done. They have followed their passion, and they have also put it together in both practical manner as well as giving you all, giving people the confidence to go ahead. That's, when you have a basic rule book, you have your basic qualification in your hand, and you add your dreams to that, and nothing can stop you from flying. And that's exactly what I hope for the book. It will fly off the shelves of all the bookstores, and my very best wishes to both of you. Thank you so much.